Stop motion animation is a real tedious task to perform in media, but the payoff can be worth it. Without stop motion, we would never have had such classics from Aardman like Wallace and Gromit, Chicken Run, and The Pirates. There's a lot of wondrous shows and films out there that are presented in this format. The Trapdoor, Soup Opera, Okey Doke, Bill and Ben, Harvey Crumpet, Mary and Max, etc. I could go on for days. There were two shows that I always mixed up, mainly because the main characters were red and had simple designs. The Morph Files, also created by Aardman, was a wacky and hilarious show that had a wonderful use of stylized animation. The characters would turn into different shapes and had wacky, high-pitched voices, but it also had some heart to it too. Then there was Plasmo, and it was completely different to the Morph Files. While a shorter run time, it was more ambiguous than you'd expect. Plasmo is a kids' sci-fi show that featured only 13 5-minute episodes for the course of 1997. While there was a second series in production, there has been nothing mentioned to this day. The creator of the show was Anthony Lawrence, who not only created the character and concept, but did all the animation as well. I'll give a bit of history as there's more than you'd think. Plasmo has been a creation Lawrence has had since the 1980s, making short videos and tales of Plasmo and his journeys. Every couple of years there was a new short project involving the character, and he wanted it to be presented on television. With a few mishaps from the broadcasting centre, the show came to be after being funded to make Plasmo. As a whole, the story revolves around Plasmo, this red alien creature known as a polybop, and expands a large-scope galaxy on a small TV adventure with some very intriguing characters. From the first episode, starting on Plasmo's home planet with Pasty, his companion who is also a polybop, and Nick, one of the cutest blue dogs you'll see aside from Blue from Blue's Clues, all the way to further episodes where they embark on other planets containing small little adventures, as well as some that are more dedicated to dealing with a dangerous situation or pure character development. Plasmo is all about finding his parents at first, but the journey becomes more enveloped to other challenges, and while Pasty and Nick are there to help, the other characters such as Cawdor and Brucho are there along the expedition, at first not for friendship. They're more like the dumb buddies that don't get along but also do in a way, and they always deliver a comical, witty tone to the show. There's some excellent and gripping backstories, insightful and world-building histories of Plasmo's world, and while it concludes a bit open but conclusive, you reel for more episodes. What I want to gawk about is the style, characters and animation. So you have your cute alien characters being Plasmo, Pasty and Nick. Their personalities are more associated to being quiet, innocent and willing to open their eyes to new things. Then you have Cawdor and Brucho. Like I mentioned, they're more on the funny side of things, with Cawdor being mean-spirited with a heart of gold and Brucho being a bit of a dumb Boba Fett klutz. I found his lisp voice to be annoying at first, but over time he was one of my favourites. Until later on with episodes of Cawdor. I will get this out of the way. Yes, Cawdor's face looks like a curled clay shell and at times it is very distracting. Got to admit, it does look very alien to me, especially with the way his eye bulges out every 5 to 10 seconds or whenever he becomes mad. Wait, where's your mind at? Oh my lord, get your head out of the gutter. Yes, I know he does indeed look like a rotten tuna sandwich. We'll carry on, let's go. As you can see, the visuals are both colourful and pale in the multiple settings. There's a grand sense of scale in these small models. Planets are large. This concrete dam at first seems very convincing to be the real deal, and the locations all have a lot going on within them. Even the desolate planet in the first episode has a grand amount of trashy detail. The characters stick out, that's for sure, but in a lot of scenes, the construct and architecture of these places are grandly built. You can tell the effort that's put into the wooden and foam-like models as well as the plasticine/clay characters. Are there moments where you'll feel pulled out? Well, of course, there's an infamous use of CGI like the spaceship that's shown here. It's brief and can be distracting, but it's never the main point of showcasing ever though. Plasmo is a short but worthy TV show that I can recommend to children and also sci-fi fans that are game for something weird, odd and obscure. By the time you start, it'll be over without you even thinking it. It can't be treated as a full movie, but can be breezed in that fashion. So if you have nothing else to watch, give this a blast and tell me what you think. If you'll excuse me, I'm going to set up a game of ball. Till next time, ta-ra.
Long drive left field. Has Leyritz done it again? You bet!